York's classic rock, Q1043.
I can think of no better person and patriot to join Sunstein Sunday on this July 4th, this celebration of the independence of the United States. I can think of no more appropriate person than Frank Siller, the chairman and CEO of the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you for having me, Shelley. And to be on with you this day means a lot to me.
And to me. And just for those who are not in the know of Tunnel to Towers, I don't know how you cannot be, but this organization was formed by the Siller family days after September 11th. Stephen Siller was an off-duty FDNYer, and when he was about to play golf with his brothers, and when the World Trade Center was attacked, the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel was closed. He's in full fire gear. He runs through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel to go to the World Trade Center, only to become one of the 343 FDNYers to tragically lose their lives that day. But like I said, days later, the family, in honor of Stephen, in memory of Stephen, because that was the type of person he was, formed this organization basically to help first responders. And I have never seen an organization get aid and money faster to first responders and their families than the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation. And that's why I am in such awe of you, Frank.
Well, thank you. And we're so proud that not only do we do that for our first responders, but most certainly we're doing it for Gold Star families. We pay off the mortgages of Gold Star families that leave young families behind, those men and women who protect us every single day. That's why we have a 4th of July in our independence, because of the brave heroes that protect our country. And when they die in the line of duty and leave a young family behind, we pay off the mortgages or build them a mortgage-free house for Gold Star families. And of course, the catastrophically injured service members, those who have given multiple limbs, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 limbs of their body, or their paraplegics or quadriplegics or traumatic brain injury. We build them mortgage-free, specially adapted smart houses. So it is come a full circle to be around the greatest of all Americans, our first responders and our military that give us the life and our freedoms and our independence that we have here in the greatest country, as we know and appreciate, that has ever existed.
Now you have a lot going on. First of all, you personally are going to be experiencing the journey of your life starting next month. So tell our listeners about that. I mean, we've been telling our listeners about what you've been doing, but those who aren't aware. Yeah.
And you keep on reminding me, saying, oh my goodness, am I really doing this? So I'm going to be walking starting August 1st from the Pentagon, heading to Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where the plane went down. So on 9/11, Flight 93, the great Todd Beamer, Let's Roll, remember that story. And then once I'm at Shanksville, I'm going to head back towards New York City to go to Ground Zero, and I'll be arriving there on the morning of September 11th for the 20th anniversary. I'll be walking through the tunnel, just like what you explained, what my brother did 20 years ago, running through that tunnel with 60 pounds of gear on his back, which is almost 2 miles long, the tunnel. But I'll be arriving there as the sun is rising on a new day and a new beginning for the foundation and to honor all those who died 20 years ago. And I'll be laying a wreath at 10 House, which is right at Ground Zero. Maybe 20 minutes afterwards. It'll take that long to walk up to 10 House from the tunnel. So that's one thing that I'll be doing. Is 525 miles, approximately 15 miles a day, 36 walking days. Some days we put in there just in case it's unbelievable bad weather. I have a few obligations I have to do while I'm doing it, also for the foundation. So it's a mission that I'm looking forward to make sure that we shine a big light on what happened 20 years ago and that we never forget. And it is called the Never Forget Walk.
That's a lot of walking. How have you been training? I mean, I'm used to telling you how I train for the Tunnel to Towers climb. And here I am asking you, well, because I see that you've lost weight.
Well, thank
You
you.
have.
I had to lose weight whether I was training or not. But I've been training for over a year, quite frankly. I walk anywhere from 10 to 15 miles a day now. I have a personal trainer that I work out with 3-4 days a week. So I do a lot of cross training, but the most important thing is that my mental state is where it has to be, and it is. I'm very anxious and ready to go. I can't wait to get started because we have to honor all these great heroes that died 20 years ago. And not just the 343 firefighters or the 60 police officers and other great heroes there's so many acts of heroism that day that a lot of people don't even know about. How about the story of Wells Crowther, the story of the Red Bandana, who is documented saving so many people, going back in and out and telling people how to get out. And it's just incredible, the acts of courage and heroism that day. And those who just went to work and were caught above that fire line, my heart breaks for those families and for those souls that gave up their life. Could you imagine? And I hate to say this, but people have to realize what happened 20 years ago. Where those planes went in and hit the towers, the North Tower and the South Tower, there were people caught above that fire line. They only had two choices: jump or burn. And I hate saying it that way, but that's what happened. And people can't forget that was what happened to so many people that day. And I don't want to forget those families that are left behind, and certainly can't forget those who died that day.
And then there are those who are continuing to die to this day. And those are not only the 9/11 first responders who were there that day and who worked on the pile for 8 months, but those who live in the area who were in the exposure zone, those who returned to work a week later when the EPA commissioner declared, Christy Todd Whitman, the air was safe, everyone went back to work. So they were all exposed. In all, there are about 400,000 Americans today whose health is either already compromised or is at risk from exposure to the toxic cloud. But again, coming back to Tunnel to Towers Foundation, your organization is also helping now the families of the 9/11 first responders who have since lost their lives because of 9/11 illnesses.
Yeah. So look, we know that after 9/11, how many great firefighters and police officers went there every single day, digging in the pile. I personally was there for a short time. I went back a couple of times, and it was unbelievable scene. But they were looking for my brother. They were looking for their brothers and their fathers, and the recovering. So many people's, so many families. It was an unbelievable recovery effort going on. There was no more rescue mission after a couple of days. It was a recovery effort, and they were doing it, and they did it with such respect. And can you imagine going there and doing all that and living with that in your life? That you see you're recovering these bodies, the body parts, and then you find out later the air was not what you were told, and now you're sick, and you're looking at your family every day, and you know that you're going to succumb to this cancer, to this illness, and your family is left behind. Well, Tunnel to Towers Foundation, any first responder that dies of 9/11 illnesses, that kids 21 years or younger, years old or younger, we're going to pay off their mortgages because we owe it to them. And we're all about first responders. We wish we could do it for more, but we can't. That's not, we are about first responders, and we're going to take care of these families. And And on 9/12, we're going to read the names of everybody who has died of 9/11 related illnesses. Everybody, thousands of names, over 2,000 names of people who have died already. We're going to do that right adjacent to Ground Zero. And we're proud that we're going to do that. They are the forgotten people. You know that. They are the forgotten people.
And the suffering continues to this day. And it is some of the most painful, agonizing deaths. It's not just those who are sick. The families have only dealt with 9/11 every single day of their lives since 9/11. And the children, this is all they know is 9/11. All they know is the PTSD of their fathers and mothers. It's just a nightmare for a whole new generation. And I'm just so thankful, that you're taking care of some of these families.
But
The
Shelley, we
figure,
need people. We need people to join us on our mission because we don't do this without the
right?
kindness and generosity of Americans. So go to tunneltotowers.org. They could donate $11 a month. And the fire department, there's a saying: "Many hands make light work." So hear that again: "Many hands makes light work." So if a lot of people join us, do $11 a month, we could pay off all these mortgages and continue to take care of fallen first responders all over the United States that give their life for their community and take care of our military, once again, who are willing to die for you and me.
How much, this is such an astounding figure. How much money has the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation raised over these last close to 20 years?
Over $250 million.
Wow.
But we need so much more. It sounds like a lot of money, and it is, because never in our wildest dreams, Shelley, did we think that we're going to raise that kind of money and do the kind of work that we're doing. We didn't set out that way. We just wanted to do the right thing, honor our little brother. It was, he was Stephen was the youngest of 7 kids. He was married, left behind 5 children. We just wanted to take care of what he did and take care of other families, related to first responders. And not in a big way. We only just started to do all this work several years afterwards, when the first quadruple amputee of any war survived on the battlefield was from Staten Island, our hometown, where Stephen was born, where I was born, and my other siblings were born. And we said, Sergeant Brenda Morocco, can we build you a mortgage-free home? And that's when we started to have to raise a lot of money, because then we started to build all these homes for these injured guys, and then Gold Star families and fallen first responder families. So we have no choice. We're doing it. We made a commitment to these families, and we're going to keep that commitment, but we need everybody to join us on our mission.
What did you do before all of this?
I don't
Before
remember.
9/11? Who was Frank Siller?
I was a bit of an entrepreneur. I had a couple businesses, somewhat successful. So I'm not saying I'm a very wealthy man, but I am in many different ways. But where I'm blessed that I don't take a salary from the foundation. I don't want to ever benefit from it financially. I just want the money to come in to go to these great families. Listen, we're so proud that we're over 93 cents of every dollar goes to our programs. That's unheard of. We have the highest rating that you get with Charity Navigator. We have 100% in transparency. We are transparent. Come in, look at anything you want. We love it. This foundation bears my brother's image and name. We are always going to make sure that it's held at the highest standards. So you can be rest assured, your listeners, if they go to tunneltotowers.org and they donate their $11 a month, they know where their money is going to. And they can see it, because when we build a house, they can see where their money goes to. When we deliver a mortgage-free home to a Gold Star family, they can see where their money is going to. When we deliver a mortgage-free home to a fallen first responder that have young kids left behind, they can see where their money is going to. And I got to tell you, in 2000, we just finished our 2019 tax returns. We're at 95% less. So, I mean, I think that's pretty remarkable. 2019, 2020, 95%.
You expand every year. You expand the aid every year. What else do you see? What else do you see on the horizon? What is on your wish list moving forward?
Well, I think what we're doing now is a tremendous undertaking. We just want to help more families. So we err on the side of when somebody comes to us, like we try to help as many families as possible that are in these situations that I just talked about. There are so many on a waiting list. It's incredible. Like Gold Star families, there were 7,059 men and women in uniform that died for our country since 9/11. And we know the Tunnel to Towers knows that they went to war because of what happened on 9/11. So we want to help as many of these Gold Star families that have young kids as possible. So, we claw back on a lot of families. We try to help. So what we're doing this year too, Shelley, which we're very proud of, is that we are now going to read the names. I just had a press conference down the Lincoln Memorial with Gold Star families and a couple of congressmen who serve our country. And we're going to read the names of all 7,059 military that have died protecting our country since 9/11. We're going to read them on Veterans Day at the Lincoln Memorial. Where's a better place to do it? It's facing World War II Memorial. That's right at the Vietnam and Korean Memorial, which facing the Washington Monument. It's a beautiful place to do it, and it's about time. I said that day, it's right, it's just, and it's about time that we're reading the names. I don't believe it's ever been done before. I don't know anyone's done before. I wish other people would do it because more times you read these names out loud, it makes a difference. And I know because when they read my brother's name out loud every year on 9/11, it makes a difference to my family. And last year, when they weren't going to do it, the memorial, I was so upset with them. I couldn't believe they weren't going to in person read the names out loud. We did it. We did it. And and if they ever don't step up to the plate again, we will do it again because it's important that we never forget. And you'd start it by reading their names out loud.
That's right. And when you say their names out loud, you truly never forget. They are never forgotten as long as we say their names. They live on in us. Thank you so much, Frank Siller.
New York's classic rock, Q1043.